Hi, my name's Willow. Welcome to the drum room sessions for today. I have a band in from Northland. They're called Tempist Fujit. Is that correct?
Fujit.
Okay, it's a tricky one. Could you guys introduce yourselves from this side over? Your name and the instruments you play.
I'm Lisa, I'm the singer.
I'm Harlan, I'm the bass player.
I'm Doug, I'm the guitar man.
And I'm Chris, I'm the drummer.
You're from Northland. Whereabouts in Northland are you from?
Waipu
Waipu.
and Mangawhai.
Magpie.
Okay, so it's like a 50-50 split?
Yeah, they're very close though. Two beachside towns next to each other really.
And what kind of music do you guys play?
I'd say it's rock, but it's a melodic rock and a dynamic melodic rock.
Okay.
Sort of like that 90s grunge. Nice clean verses and heavy choruses.
Nice clean singing.
Yeah. Amazing singing.
Hear that?
Thanks.
You don't get past
brownie
that.
points.
Many singers like Lisa.
There's only pure sunshine round here. It's the same day. Every word you said remains unchanged. Lyrics to the story, every word. Riding on the wind above the flames. All remains forgiven. Can't regret things that were given. Every word, story that is written. Everything, no matter how long, remains the same. Hear the words to my soul. There's only pure sunshine in here.
So why do you guys come to see me today?
Well, we've got a few things happening lately, and one of them's Music Month. We get amongst that, and we're doing a couple of gigs. We've got one down in Auckland at the Ding Dong Lounge on the 11th of May with Glow Becky and another band yet to be announced. And then on the 25th of May, we're heading back up north to Whangarei to the Butter Factory.
2 shows for Music Month.
Yeah, and we've just got another show in July down in the Vara Lounge in
Okay.
Hamilton.
That's
Yeah.
cool. That's a cool venue too.
Yeah.
You released an album in November last year, I believe, and
Yep.
that was called Time Flies, which is what Tempist Fujit means.
Yep.
So it was kind of a self-titled in a way.
Yeah,
Sneaky
yeah,
self-titled.
ironically self-titled.
How many tracks were on that album?
12 tracks off that album, and that was a collection of different tracks that obviously being a debut album, there'd been quite a bit of time to write the album.
Okay, so all the songs were from quite a large space
Yeah,
recording and writing time.
totally,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Checked out the first 3 or 4 songs. I didn't have a chance to sit down and listen to the whole thing yet, but yeah, it's, like the singing's very nice.
Thank you very much.
I find that a singer can make or break a band, really.
Yeah, totally.
You got another single coming out soon, is that right?
Yeah.
I mean, it hasn't been recorded yet, right? It's going to be a little bit later on in this year, or what's the deal?
No, the single's recorded. It's one of the tracks off the album, but
Right.
we're just going to use that as a extra,
Like a launch
yeah,
Yeah.
platform.
yeah, just to help continue the promotion of the album, and so that's already down, and we're just finishing the final cuts on the video, and once the video's ready, and we'll put a show together and launch it with a big party. Everyone will rock on.
As far as recording stuff, do you guys do that yourself? Or?
We do. We've got a studio, our own studio, so we do all the tracking there,
Mhm.
and then we go. There's a guy called Kane Bennett. He does audio recording and mixing,
Right.
and we use him to do our mixing, and
Okay.
does a great job of it. Amazing.
Sometimes bands who do everything themselves, they kind of, it takes a lot longer to do everything. That kind of slows the band's momentum down.
Yeah, I mean, I know what you're saying, but no, there was a definite picture of what it was going to sound like and what it was going to be. So there wasn't time wasted with, oh, nah, cut that, start again, different feel, whatever. So pretty much on the tracking side, everything was focused and got nailed quite quickly. And in production terms, same thing. We had a strong vision of where it was going to go. So we didn't have to waste too much time on too much experimenting, I suppose.
You seem to be the sort of the spokesman for the band. Are you also the sort of engineer, the studio engineer?
Yeah, pretty much. I do. I did, and I guess it's easy for me to talk about a production picture when I probably had a strong influence in the production as well.
As far as the
and
recording
outcome.
though, does everyone have equal input on the writing side of it? I mean,
We do, yeah. We all basically come together in the studio with one of us might have an idea and we jump on it, and it doesn't become the end picture without all of our individual inputs
Right.
and the feel.
so when you're actually writing stuff, do you actually jam it in a practice room for a long period of time, or do you sort of just like lay stuff down in the studio and try to build it?
Nah,
whilst recording
that's
it,
a
or-
good question. No, we hit straight in the rehearsal, and we pretty much nail it just by virtually playing through it and each getting our parts in.
In a couple of bands that I'm in, sometimes we'll write a song,
Yeah.
and we'll be so keen to record it that we'll record it before we manage to fully develop the song.
Yeah.
So sometimes later on, we're sort
Yeah,
of
The song's on.
playing them live and they're totally different because
Yeah.
we've had new ideas.
yeah.
Do you find that too?
Oh, that's definitely true. And I mean, that's the beauty. If you are gigging before you even go to the studio, play these songs live and get a feel. Like it might even be a tempo issue. You might realize, damn, live, everyone was getting into it and we could have pushed it up a bit, got it a bit faster and put it out, or vice versa. You might want to pull it back, might feel a bit rushed and a bit pushed. And same thing, you're writing a solo, doing drum fills, bass lines, all of a sudden live, something bloop comes out. Whoa, what was that? Yep, well, I'm glad we haven't tracked that and I can't use it,
Awesome. So who's the sort of the main musical songwriter, would you say, in the band? Who's the leading force? Is it you?
I hate to do all the talking, but yeah,
We don't mind the break.
Yeah. Go
yeah. I'll have a riff and come in with that riff, and I'll even think about the riff in arrangement terms. Like-
Guitarists are usually the ones who.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and we'll feed off that, and so I'll come up with two riffs, a chorus and a verse, and then maybe during the session a bridge will come out of it, and or it won't, and it'll just sort of work like that. But even in the past, Lisa and I have done a lot of songwriting in a different scenario where I'd track down a riff, walk away, and then she'd go in by herself in her own time and do her thing. And that was a different process. I find this more live process better. It sort of brings out, by having a drum and a bass there while you're writing,
Right.
it creates different feels for the vocals to create melody off and ideas for lyrics, I suppose.
All right. Well, it's to sort of give other people an opportunity to speak.
Please.
I thought maybe we could play a little game. Like each of you could tell me something interesting about yourself, or something interesting about another member of the band if you're too shy. So tell me an interesting story.
Well, we were in Huntley
Huntley.
Huntley.
On the way home,
on the way home
Driving
from the
home.
Navara Lounge.
2 a.m.
Yep. Getting McDonald's. And then we heard this massive bang. And I said, oh, that sounds like a car exploded. And then, yeah.
Lo and
We
behold-
thought it was a gunshot.
Yeah.
Lo and behold, we sort of take a look around and there's
There's
car
a car
on
on
fire.
fire.
under the railway bridge.
Yeah.
And then a month later, I get a call from Detective Lawson from the Hamilton Police Department saying he has CCTV footage of me in Huntley at 2 a.m. What was I doing there?
filling up with gas to go back to
And
Waipu.
then, yeah, to tell him, we were coming home from a gig, driving back to Waipu. Even then, he sounded more surprised and thought I was lying. He was going to drive home to Hamilton from Waipu at 2 a.m. But no, it was the truth.
Yeah. Was the
Yeah.
truth. Was the truth, detective.
Yeah.
We're a band. We were playing.
And unfortunately, I was wearing a trench coat, and yeah, the look probably
Yeah,
was
balaclava.
slightly criminal.
Yeah. Trench coat, boots, jeans.
Jerry can. It wasn't us.
Yeah, it wasn't us. Wasn't us, detective.
So you think somebody just torched the car?
Nah, it was actually
Yes.
related to around that time. There was probably 3
Robberies or something.
Nah, those execution style killings. in the
Yeah.
gangs around
Yeah, it
Waikato.
was with that.
And it was related to one of them. Yeah.
Okay. So the rule is to not drive through.
Huntley at
Yeah,
2 o'clock in the
well,
morning.
don't stop.
Don't get
for
gas.
gas.
Stop
Don't
is-
get
yeah.
gas.
Yeah, keep going.
What's the music scene like up in Northland?
We're pretty much making our own gigs.
Mm.
If we can't find any, we'll just make them.
Right.
And we're lucky to have Globeki on board to help us out. Great band.
I think you and Globeki would put on some pretty good shows, actually. Like,
Yeah.
you have quite a complimentary sound.
Yeah. That's what, when we first played with them, we were like, wow, these guys are cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, is there anything else you'd like to add?
Yeah, come and see
Yeah.
us. Get
Sounds like a Harlan
amongst,
job
get
to me.
amongst it.
Get down to Ding Dong Lounge.
Come
Give
see
a-
us.
Come on,
Yeah.
Auckland.
Come
You
see
won't-
us.
You will not be disappointed.
Cool. And that would be on the 11th of May, correct?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
doors are at 8 p.m. Is that
8
right?
p.m.
8 p.m. Yeah.
$10 at the door.
15.
15.
15. Big players.
Yeah. It's gone up a level.
Thanks very much for coming to see me today, and best of luck with your 2 shows for New Zealand Music Month. And I look forward to seeing the music that you bring out later on in the year.
We look forward
Thanks,
to bringing
Will.
it.
Thank you.
There, we
Yes,
look
well.
forward to it.
Cheers.
Cheers. Say goodbye. Bye.
Bye.